After that, I would go to mass, and people would take the piss out of my skin. They would call my little brother a nigger. And they would say the same to my older brother, where we're supposed to feel safe. And you're all just watching this and not saying anything, when it was your friends that said it.
Don't hold anything back, say it.
And it was just really hard with my parents constantly telling me that I need to work twice as hard because I shouldn't have to. We should all be able to just work like at the same level and get the same results. There's not going to be any changes until you hold yourselves accountable for the damage that you've done to people. If you don't want to apologize to them, at least take accountability for the shit that you say. So stop replying to my Instagram stories with all lives matter, because if all lives mattered, you wouldn't have said that shit in the first place.
Sorry. That is why we're here today. Things like that. Today has been emotional, to say the least, for myself, and I think everybody here. And I say this with tears in my eyes. It's got to stop. Thanks.
Yo everyone, hope everyone's alright today. My name's Cass, I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm covering the event today for my own platform that I've got online. Now, whether we've got 10 followers or whether we've got 100,000 followers, we've all got a platform. So whether you post a picture, whether you speak up about your issues, your own personal experiences, or whatever you see in third party, every single word matters. Now, we've all got a platform, we've all got the ability to control the narrative. There's only one BBC, there's millions of us. So whether you're posting a picture, like I said, or whatever you're saying, just make it count, because look how many people are out here.
And share it.
So, rest in peace George Floyd, rest in peace Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Mark Duggan and everyone else that was a victim of police brutality. Now, the second thing I wanted to just get onto quickly, if that's alright, if we've got enough time, is that us as, whether you're white, brown, Muslim, whatever you are, in this country, we all, some way or another, incorporate black culture into our lives. So I'm going to say something, I want everyone to reply. Because I know everybody knows the rest of this. I'm going to say a sentence, I'm going to say it loud, I want everyone to reply as loud as they can. Man try say it's better than me, tell my man. Man try say it's better than me, tell my man. One more time, man try say it's better than me, tell my man. That's what I'm saying. So whether you're going 3 monkeys and having... So whether you're going Coco's or 3 monkeys and having jerk chicken and rice, or you're going Carney, or whatever you're doing, I'm wearing Trapstar right now, it's a black-owned business. Just support our own, because like Nike as well, whatever, innit, we wear what we wear, but make it count. Like every penny counts, every pound counts, every word counts, every sentence counts. Just make it count, and let's start controlling the narrative and not let them control it. I'm going to do interviews once all this is done, so if nobody wants to come here and speak, I've got my camera, I'm going to put it on my platform and that. So if anyone wants to chat to me or whatever, I've got a mic, let's get it going.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon.
before I introduce myself, I've got a public announcement. So the powers that be told us all on the weekend, sorry, yesterday, no protest of over 6 people. Ask yourselves why. I think you'd know why.
Yeah.
Yeah? But what about when they want to do the conga? To remember the war dead? Ask yourselves that. It's structural racism. But anyway, I'll introduce myself. So my name's Ahmed. I'm a trade unionist as well, but I also volunteer for an organisation called Cage. It's an NGO. Raises awareness on the war on terror. So Naima, who's already spoken, is a volunteer with us as well. Cage talk about structural racism, supports the Black Lives Matter movement and other trade unionist activities as well. I've got a bit of a poll that I want to do as well. So I've got a show of hands, please, of who has faced racism or prejudice because of your skin colour. Okay, so this also applies to any of my Muslim sisters who've faced anything in regards to the hijab, any in regards to job opportunities. Okay, keep your hands up. Just take this in. Because structural racism, this is what it is. It's inbred. It's ingrained in society. Okay, so if you'll allow me, I've got a few other points to make as well. Yesterday I saw a news clipping on Australian television with regards to identical twins from mixed race parents, and the news presenter on there disgustingly actually said, good on her for two sisters, one of them is identifiably black and the other one is identifiably white, but the presenter who was white actually said, good on her. I don't know if anyone actually saw that. It's on social media. If you see it, you'll know. And the male presenter who was with her actually looked at her in shock, and I was disgusted. So I don't know if anyone's seen that. But anyway, moving on. I also want to talk about black representation, or BME representation on corporate boards. Yeah, we've got large corporations. My former employer, Vodafone, a British employer, a global corporation. If you look at their website, I don't think they've got any black representation on there. This needs to be called out. How can the talk, we can do the talk and talk, we can do the walk and the walk, but how can change be done if black representation or BME representation be done at a board level? And we can all say about ethnic representation or whatnot, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I know myself, as Asian, I am training to be a board member for a social housing group here in the Northwest. That's change, but it needs to be done at a corporate level. There's been talk about there's been talk about change and whatnot, but we actually need to press and actually talk about things like this. I want to mention George Stinney Jr. I don't know if anyone knows about George Stinney Jr. He was 14 years of age, a black American. He was executed. Why was he executed? Because he was alleged to have committed a crime of killing a white girl, and the jury was all white. 70, 80 years later, so in 2014, just 6 years ago, in South Carolina, he was cleared. He was executed. Why? Because of his skin colour.
He wasn't even allowed to see his family.
Exactly. He wasn't even allowed to see his family. He held the Bible in his hand and he was crying. Just read upon it. It's on social media.
Like my child.
Exactly. So this is structural racism. Black people haven't faced racism because of George Floyd, because of the people on the poster of this event, Carl Duggan and others. Black people have faced racism for thousands of years. Remember that. And I'm going to tell you a prominent black person who faced racism because of his acceptance of faith, of Islam, but also his skin colour. and that was Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be and blessings upon him, his companion Bilal. Bilal not only faced racism 1400 years ago because of his faith, but because of his skin color. And the Prophet raised his hands to God, and what was he promised? He was promised that Bilal's skin color in heaven will be white, and people of faith may not agree with me, but I know, but as a Muslim, and those who are here today who are of Muslim will know, but the God promised that Bilal faced such persecution 1400 years ago that he will have every bit of his skin color will be a beauty spot on the women of heaven. Just a few final points. The Prophet of Islam also in his final sermon talked about, and I'm paraphrasing, a white man is not superior to a non-white, and an Arab is not superior to a non-Arab, meaning in the eyes of the Creator, we are all the same. The framing of language is very important as well. We can all talk about George Floyd was killed. This is why we're here today. But he wasn't killed.
Right, yeah, man.